Hello, everybody. Welcome to Therapist Take. We're going to talk about the power of the stage, healing through performance and shared experience, so don't go anywhere. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Josh.
How are you
We
doing?
have to
You don't have to
bend
look at me.
and twist.
Nobody can
right?
tell because there's going to be a side-by-side screen.
Oh, okay.
So they can't tell you're
Okay,
actually
but it's
behind
so weird to
me.
be talking at you, but you're right to my side.
So it looks like I'm looking at you right now, probably to everybody else. I'm really looking at the wall.
But you're giving not even giving me side eye.
Yeah, it's a great thing. Right. I'm really quite annoyed. What does the back of my head look like? But you probably never...
I've seen
See,
it
I don't
back.
want to do that because now I'm showing everybody the side of my
Yeah, I
face.
know. I
okay.
know.
All right. Well, anyways, welcome to the show, Carrie.
Thank you very much.
So we probably need to jump right into it because we have a guest here
I
today,
know.
and I'm really excited about this because we are kicking off our series on the healing power of stories and storytelling. And our very first guest today is from the theater.
Yes.
And it's a brand new theater here in our community, and we love it. And my daughter's involved in it, and you've seen stuff being involved in my life.
Yes.
You've seen a lot of stuff that she's doing.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about the direction of this theater, and it's called Bedford Theatre. And we will put links to the social media handles or the websites and anything like that, or anything that our guest mentions. We'll link it in the show notes or the description of the video. So, but to get started, I'm going to introduce our guest because what we're going to talk about today is the healing power of the stage in performance.
Yes.
And particularly if there's any connection to that it can it help with mental health or trauma healing, performance, shared experiences, and things like that. So
beautiful.
right. So let me introduce our guest. Our guest today comes to us from pretty close to where we are right now in our little community called Nichols Hills, and he's the senior pastor of the United Methodist Church there in Nichols Hills. And one thing I've realized too, I think I've noticed there are some other churches that do theater work too, and so, but this was the first exposure I've had to that. So I thought, it's cool that a church is actually involved in musical theater. And he's also the founder, director, producer, and as we talked about earlier, just anything necessary that needs to be done. Person for the Bedford Theatre, which is currently ran out of that as a ministry of that church. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Reverend Jim Perkin.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we made it through the intro.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh, that's true.
We're supposed to. We learned recently when you're doing a podcast, you should introduce yourself so people don't think you're quiet.
Well, yeah. Just some random.
Which we might be. We could
We may be.
Right.
Yeah, but.
So my name is Josh Nichols, and I'm one of the hosts of Therapist Take with my colleague Carrie Kiger, who's the host of Therapist Take. We are both licensed marital and family therapists, and we own and operate a practice in the greater Oklahoma City area. So.
Yep. Thank you.
There.
Yep.
So now people know we're qualified, theoretically, to talk about mental health stuff.
Yeah, mental health stuff, right. Yeah.
So you said this is the first time to ever do a podcast. That actually surprised me, being somebody who speaks for a living.
Yeah, actually, it's the second time. I had
time.
forgotten last spring when we were preparing for the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon. They do a podcast, and we do worship outside on that Sunday.
Oh,
and it's right along the marathon route because it comes right by the church on Grand. And so they had me on, and we talked about what we do out there. So
Very cool.
So second time, but
Second time.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for
Well, it
having
must
me.
not have been that important as ours. But if you do another podcast and you're like, this is the first time I've been on a podcast,
Then we're gonna feel
I
bad.
just say that every time.
Yeah, maybe it makes everybody feel excited to have you.
lower our expectations.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
He won't have any expectations of us.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's right.
Well, how does I always think of you reverends, pastors, or I have to call them preachers. Like, how does a preacher get involved in community theater?
Yeah. Honestly, not through ministry. It was through my daughter. My daughter, when we were in Podo, Oklahoma, which is on the east side of the state. She was a competitive gymnast, and she had an accident at the gym one day and tore her ACL, and went through all the rehab to get there, and it was a long, grueling. She was 5th grade at the time, and in the meantime, she went to go watch some of her friends that were involved in a musical, and we went with her and we watched it, and she fell in love with it, and thought, I think I want to try that next. She had been in dance and those kinds of things. So she went, and I went with her, and then she decided she wanted to try it, and so being a parent, I got involved on the parent side of things, helping build the sets. I do a little bit of woodworking stuff on the side, and so I started building sets for them, and a congregation member directed a show, and I built them I think a 36-foot wide castle.
Oh, wow.
And that was
cool.
that was the beginning. Once the community of directors saw that, I started getting pulled in, and then I started designing lights and running sound. And so my first experience working with the theater was actually as a tech director.
Okay.
So set, lights, sound, those kinds of things. And this Good Times Community Theater in Poto was the name of that theater.
Oh,
Does
And
it still operate? It's still in operation?
It is still. Oh yes, it's. We
awesome.
celebrated. I think
you're
it was
still
50 years while I was there.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
We had our 50th season, and I was there for a few of those at the
I
end.
was going to say, you look awfully young for...
I was not there for all 50 seasons of that for sure. But then I moved into a role as president of the board of directors while I was there. And we came to Nichols Hills. One of the things that Sadie and my daughter, were grieving about leaving was our theater community. We had found a home with them, a lovely home that we really knew we were going to miss. We walked through the church and on a tour, and there was the stage, this beautiful, wonderful stage, and we looked at each other and we were like,
This is it.
we know what we need to do.
Oh,
We need to do
That is so cool.
this
That's
here. And so we
beautiful.
began to build, and building anything new is hard.
Yep.
It's a lot of long hours and a lot of hard work, and we did it together. And we often, in fact, we just said this the other night. We had auditions for our next musical, Seussical, on Tuesday, and after it was over, we had 53 people came and auditioned for that musical.
Wow.
And we were there till almost midnight, and we kind of looked at each other and said, "Look what we've built. Look at
That's
this
crazy.
community."
Yeah.
Already.
Already.
It's only the second season, right?
Yeah,
Like
this
second
will
year.
be the first show of our second season. Will be Seussical.
I mean, that's amazing.
So,
53 people auditioned.
In fact, it's kind of a funny story. Our very first show we tried to do was the best Christmas pageant ever, which we just did this last Christmas. We tried to do it in 24, and we had 2 people audition for it, and it was an epic failure. It's what it felt like.
Yeah, sure.
So we spent a couple days licking our wounds, and then we said, okay, let's figure this out. What did we do wrong? Let's and then we had The Little Mermaid in the spring, and put on a fantastic show. That's where I met Josh, and his daughter Hattie was in that show. And now here we are, 3 shows later. 53 people.
Do you know,
53.
I don't know if you know this, but she had her first experience in a play or a musical wasn't super great. And so I was because I was really kind of pushing her into, she's always been pretty theatrical, from the time she was born. And so I was like, I was worried it kind of ruined her. And then when she went and auditioned and got the role for The Little Mermaid, it like just won her over, like that whole experience. And so it's been kind of a godsend for us. And I'm telling you, like after spending some time with your daughter the other day, I'm like, man, she would eat it up.
Oh yeah, well she does. She just hasn't. We haven't gone there to your theater yet.
Yeah,
but
we would love that.
I know she hasn't auditioned anything yet, so that's a skill we're gonna have to work on.
Oh man, that girl
but
is so animated.
She is animated. It's the toning it down is the hard part.
Well,
No, don't tone it down.
well,
No,
she
let it
can't.
go.
She hasn't
Let it
found
go.
a way yet.
I love it.
I know.
so that's really cool, and it just being kind of a part of that for that year, seeing how fast that community's grown is really
53.
cool. And I was wondering too, like, is it hard to say no to?
Yes. It's my least favorite part
Yeah.
of doing theater. On one hand, it's a blessing when 53 people audition
Yeah.
for a show, and I imagine some of these other theaters that are more established, they probably even have more that
Right.
come and audition. It's a blessing, but you want to cast everybody,
I know.
but you physically don't have the space
Right.
to put that many
Yeah.
people on the stage or in your wings. And in the case of this show, there were people who didn't get cast who absolutely deserve to be on the stage. They have the gifts and talents and skills and desire, and I want to be a place where they can do that. And so I try to encourage them, come back and do it again, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to put you on the stage.
Yeah.
We had to.
Yeah,
You know,
you
we
have to
had
make
to
choices.
cut the
Yeah.
lines.
And I would
So-
imagine too that some of the decisions that go into that is that you can't. There might be somebody that would be great for the lead role, but they did the lead role in the last
Yeah.
one or something like that, and
Yeah.
like you can't just put the same people on stage every.
That's right. Yeah,
shows,
and
right?
especially in those cases, we want to spread around the love and the opportunity
Sure.
for
Yeah,
people to grow,
sure.
Yeah.
because you don't often know what somebody's capable of until you give them the opportunity to try. And so, we don't want to say to somebody, well, you've got a lead now, so you're going to have to go someplace else if you want another lead, because we're not going to give it to you.
Right.
That's not true either.
Right.
But we also don't want to just say, we know this person can handle it, and we just always
Right.
put them in the lead role
Right.
because somebody else can. And we tell our kids especially, you treat every opportunity as your audition for your next show.
That's right.
So if you're
That's
not super excited about the role you got in this show, if you wish you would have gotten something bigger, then go out and knock it out of the park. Take that role and do everything you can with it, because all the directors are watching. They're
That's
watching your
right.
work ethic. They're watching your attitude. And
Yeah.
we're watching to see who's the next person
That's
that needs
right.
that opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great. I was at there was one little girl. I think she got kind of a bigger role, but I got to see her audition because I was thinking like there's some amazing talent coming through. Just for what just in this little hub that I've witnessed. I'm not, by any stretch of the imagination, super familiar with the theater world, but that when we saw the who got what roles, I think that little girl, I can't remember, she's probably older than what she looks, but was one of the main JoJo
would be the main role that a kid would be.
She was amazing. Like as soon as she started, I was like, whoa. Amanda and I both looked at each other and like, whoa, that was good.
Yeah,
She
That's
was real
amazing.
good.
yeah. We have some incredible talent. All of our shows have had some great talent in it. I don't want to take away from any of them, but I was blown away
Wow.
by the talent that came through our auditions.
Yeah, that's
in
great.
this show.
That's cool.
So
Well, very cool. So we're the way I kind of want to just break this up is kind of really just in two parts, and talking about what you've seen over the years in your in this role and your experience in theater. That is there any overlap to mental health, and whether it's community, like I said, shared experiences, or just being able to get out of the life that you're in and into just kind of a new role, into a new self for a minute to take a break from the craziness of our world. And then the second part being from the audience perspective of like, some people might not feel like that they want to do the acting part of it and be involved with that capacity, but are there benefits to going and being involved as an audience member? And so
absolutely.
so kind of just want to that's kind of what we're going to do.
Yeah, great.
And so let's start with the first one and what you're seeing over the years and the benefits. Anything that's even surprised you, of like it kind of caught you off guard on how helpful this is to people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would say, just as a starting of the conversation, the way that theater teaches you empathy and compassion for another. We've all heard the phrase walk 'em walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. I mean, it's lived out in real time.
Yeah.
In that roles. That process of moving from I'm memorizing these lines to I'm embodying this character. It's one of my favorite moments in theater. You see it happen all the time throughout the course of a show. People with their books open and they're reading their lines off the page, and then the next step is, okay, now I can say it without looking at it, and then there's a moment, and sometimes that doesn't happen until tech week. Sometimes that doesn't happen until the dress rehearsal week, when you're putting the full, when you're putting scene after scene after scene after scene, and you're starting to feel the progression of the characters. There's usually a moment where you realize they've gone from reciting the lines to being the character. I know that happened to me. I was in Footloose early on as
I asked him if he was Kevin Bacon.
I was not Kevin Bacon. Yeah, I was Reverend Shaw. I think I was a little typecasted, I guess.
Little typecast.
But the director actually, I didn't actually even audition for that role. The director called me and said, I have a vision for the way this role is played, and I don't want it to be played as kind of angry old man. There's a reason why Reverend Shaw is guarded and angry. It's more protective than mean. And she said, I think you could play it that way. And so I agreed, and I go through the motions and went through all that, just trying to memorize the lines, long monologues where he's standing up in front of the church and he's kind of shaking his fist. Like an old preacher would do, and railing against the society. And then there's a place at the end where he kind of reveals his heart. And I don't know if you're familiar with the story, but his son died in a car accident after a night of being out. And the thought hit me for a moment that my son was a teenager at the time. I was like, what would that be like if I got that phone call that my son had passed away? And I was on stage, and I almost lost it.
Oh my gosh.
I literally almost lost it. And in that moment, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand the whole show. I understand everything. And it gave me a greater empathy for parents who have lost their children. We try not to say, I understand how you feel, because everybody's experience in life is very different. And I've never lost a child.
Yeah.
And I would never want to say to someone who comes to me in my office as pastor,
that you know what that feels.
I know what that feels like, because I don't.
Yeah.
But that moment gave me maybe a deeper glimpse.
Yeah.
And that happens throughout theater.
Sure. And I think as parents have the shared experience of that being their biggest fear, right? And so, where we often might say, I can't imagine, you had to imagine.
Yeah.
And imaginations, as you very well know from what you're doing here, is they're powerful. Yeah. And one thing I talk with clients a lot about is that when we're trying to do trauma work, Carrie, you can speak to this too, on helping them dive into memories that are still eating them up. And memories, I know it's a little bit different than your imagination, but they're still kind of stored in the same part of the brain. If I can enter into a memory and feel the sadness of it, then I can also, through my imagination, create things that haven't happened in real life and still feel the power of that experience. And I think nothing speaks to that more than people that are on stage creating in real time a story and acting out a story and getting into their imaginations in that way. It's so I think in a lot of ways it's you might probably better than I would be able to. I think you're right. I don't think you could tell a parent that's lost a child that what it's like, but you're closer to it than I am.
Yeah.
You know, because I haven't done that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, a little side trivia here. Do you guys know that the Footloose story is loosely based on a town here in Oklahoma?
I had heard that.
Yeah,
I don't know much about the.
I can't remember what town it is, but I
can't
have
either.
driven through it and seen like signs about it and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just lore.
Lore,
But
yeah.
the town has bought into
The
it.
town said, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after you did that role, John Lithgow saw you do it, so I want to do it like that.
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Exactly.
I need to do that. Yeah.
Did you think he played it the same way? Like, did you try to do a little different than what?
I'm not real familiar with.
Oh, are you?
I need to go back and study the way and see if maybe I had some influence on him.
Because when you said that, I was like, that's how he did it, and how I remember it is like there's a tenderness to him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a vulnerability
yeah.
as the story progresses,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, it made me think of, I can't remember what movie it was, but I want to say it was, the actress was like Jean Smart or, you know, someone of that generation, you know, that's been in film a lot, and they did a role where they had to have this breakdown scene where they cried and stuff, and they talked about like when she did this scene, like they had to like go and physically like pick her up and carry her off the set because she was so like just torn up about it. So I was like, man, that's a deep ability to access some pain there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So the empathy standpoint, what about like one thing that we deal with a lot in working with like addictions and things like that is people utilizing their imagination in fantasy as a way to disassociate, which usually isn't healthy. And I think that I can totally see like someone involved in theater using it as a crutch to not let themselves heal, but in a way of disassociating. Like I want to be here because I don't want to be. I want to be on stage because I don't want to be in my real life.
An escape from your real life.
Yeah.
But I can also see it being like, no, like the theater helps me live my real life, and so it's not disassociating. I know where I am. Right. I know that I'm in character and not, and it helps me when I was going to say Jim, but you're Jim. That's a name I use all the time when I'm just randomly doing a guy's name. You know, but if I'm this character, I know I'm going to be Josh later, and I'm fine with that. But this helps me be Josh better. Yeah. So can you tell the difference on that, or is that something you've?
Sure. Yeah, and I've seen it. I've seen people who struggle to make, who maybe struggle with their interpersonal skills in life. And it could be fear of rejection. Sure. It could be fear of whatever, so they don't put themselves out there. And then they're able to step into roles. I've seen people who are just so quiet and reserved, and you can't hardly get a conversation, step onto the stage and blossom in that moment. And then once it's over, they close back in. But it's almost like saying, I can say the things that I feel because it's this character saying it, not me. And so if it's wrong or if it's vulnerable, or if that character gets made fun of for saying or being that way, it's the character, not me. But then they can kind of release some of that in that role. I've seen incredible growth in people.
Yeah.
I think the healthy way is that it sounds like what you're saying, what you've been able to witness, is it's expansive.
Yeah.
You know, I think when you're talking about it in the sense of, you know, dissociation in the, you know, addiction way, you know, it's about limiting, right? About trying to manage and keep something contained. And I think growth and, you know, being able to discover more about people and empathy is expansive, right? And so I would think that that's one of the reasons that I thought this was such a great topic for us to be thinking about, is because imagination is a great stress management tool, right? I think we use it so often as a stress relief, but as a goal setter, And so I love the idea that people that choose to be involved in, the arts, they're actually getting to experience it. They're not just writing it on paper. I would like to feel this way. They're getting to embody it, and that we know that changes, your neurobiology.
Yeah.
And how exciting for you to get to be a part of that.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's
Very
great.
encouraging to see.
Yeah, there's when I'm working with clients, something that you said, like, it really shows the power of the brain, because like I might have someone that might say something like that. They want to say something that maybe we're doing couples counseling or something. I want to say, it's like, I really don't want to say, because I don't want to hurt their feelings or something. And I'll say, well, tell me what you'd like to say, but you don't want to say. And then they'll say it.
Yeah.
And and it hits different for the partner too, because they really didn't say it. That's just what I wanted to say.
Right.
And it's just the power of the brain to kind of move to a different part. It's like, like your defense mechanism goes like, oh, okay, you don't need me right now, right? Like, because they're not really saying that. This is what they wanted to say, but they're not really saying it.
Right.
And so it allows me to be vulnerable and hear it better, and also to just for the person to be able to say it, And I think it's kind of similar to what you're talking about of being able to move into that space, and it's not me, it's the character.
Yeah.
But it really is you.
Right.
And like I love the theater. Like, I feel like it's like my one regret from my childhood that I didn't have available or get involved in, And so, like, but I can imagine that if I'm able to step into this role, the role isn't creating me. I'm creating the role from me. So it is me. It's a different part of me.
Absolutely. That
I'm bringing forth and presenting to the world. And I kind of feel like, for example, if you're playing the Reverend from Footloose, or any other character, that I would feel like maybe like one of the worst things you can do is to leave that character on stage when you're done. Yeah. Like, can you let that character impact you, and you take some of that with you? Like, so kids that are feeling more reserved, or adults that, Mike, that character was strong and could speak up and had a voice. Yeah. And I want to take that with me when I walk off the stage.
Yeah. I think of, we just did Matilda last summer, and Matilda is this character. She's a little girl, and she stands up to this big bad bully. She's just got a lot of strength, and that would be a great character for somebody to.
Yeah.
By the way, that the actress that played Matilda is one of my daughter's really good friends, and I've known her for a few years before this, and I think she changed after that role for those reasons. Like, she's always been kind of more grown up. Like, she's always, she can talk with grown-ups. I love it about her. But there's just been this strength about her that I've seen since that role. And I didn't even talk to her mom about it. I don't know if it's just me imagining it or if it's actually that's what happened.
I see that too.
Yeah.
In her, she's
amazing.
She is. Yeah. And you're exactly right. Everybody brings. You get these scripts, and they give you some notes about who this character is, and the storyline's the same. If we do a show here and then another community theater does it a year later, it's going to be the same storyline, basically the same, but it's going to be a different story. Yeah. Because each person brings some of who they are into those characters. And I would say even one of the really neat things about theater is each night, each time you do the show, it's a little different because you bring a different part of who you are, right? Because we don't exist in a vacuum. Yeah. We do a show on Friday night, and then Saturday morning something happens in your life. You're going to bring that into who you are, both good or bad, into the show that night.
Right.
And it's going to affect the way you play that character. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool. Well, let's shift a little bit and talk about being an audience member, because I personally think everybody should be a fan of musical theater.
I agree.
Personally, and I'm kind of an oddball in that sense because I grew up on a farm. I still to this day play men's baseball, and I have no problem telling anybody like that I love musicals, like love them.
Yeah.
Like, and like if I was in New York City and you gave me the option of going to a Yankees game or a Broadway musical, I'd go to the musical. Because one, I'm not saying baseball can't be different, if from game to game, they are, but you never see a performance twice on Broadway.
Yeah.
A live performance, and so like that's I love that piece of it, and I do think there's a little cultural element with men of feeling like it's not masculine or something, but I'm like, think about your favorite movie actor, like Samuel L. Jackson or Denzel Washington or Tom Cruise or whoever, that wouldn't jump at the chance of being on Broadway.
Yeah.
Like these are, these tough guys on film are acting.
Right. Right.
And so I think that it kind of counters that masculinity argument, like get involved in theater. But so anyways, so how do you feel?
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I, as a little girl, would wish that the day would be more like a musical. I remember thinking that, right? Like, wish we could just do it, right? We're in Oklahoma. Can't we sing Oklahoma? Those kind of things.
Right.
I love it, and I think it is special. And I think that some of, being an audience member, you feel disconnected from what's happening, but connected to what, you know what I mean? Because you're getting to observe something
Right.
that's bigger than you or more
Right.
spectacular than you, but gosh, you feel connected to it. And so I love going. I enjoy it. I look forward to it. I try to make it something that, I do, wish Broadway was, right down the road, but just with the opportunities. It is, right? It's not as many, right?
Bedford Theatre is right down the road.
Bedford Theatre is, I know,
Right.
just not every week, right? Not every Friday.
Right. You can't go every Friday.
Yeah. No, I do. I love it. And I think that, if you ask a lot of people about art just in their life, they'll talk, the first time I saw this, right? And people have this experience that stays with them, right?
So what are you noticing from you being on the other side, watching the audience, and like what are you noticing that might be a little different than the audience member might not be able to notice about themselves?
Yeah. Well, at first I would say the audience is a part of the show. You are there as spectators. I mean, you have gathered to watch what has been provided for you. But it would be absolutely untrue to say that the audience doesn't affect what is happening on the stage. We talk about it all the time. After a show, we'll kind of even go, man, that was a kind of a dead audience tonight. And the actors feel that, and they're having to kind of pull that energy out of themselves.
Yeah.
But then the opposite is true. Sometimes you'll have an audience, and they're laughing, and they're clapping, and they're you can feel the energy, the palpable but unexplainable energy in the room, and then the cast feeds off of that, and it makes it a fantastic show. But it's one of the great things about theater is that it's live. That's what sets it apart from watching a movie. Even in a great space like a movie theater, which is different than watching it in your home. But watching something live, you don't really know what's going to happen. Yeah. Even if you know the story and you know that somebody could fall down. Yeah. Somebody, and in good and bad ways, sometimes things happen that are unplanned. Yeah. And this idea that we've all gathered together in this shared space to watch and be a part of this one thing that's happening doesn't happen a lot in our society. And then, the vulnerability of standing on that stage and having all those eyeballs focus, especially in kind of those solo moments, those slow, tender solo moments when you're standing out there by yourself, or maybe with one or two other people having the impactful moments of a show, and you know everybody in the room's watching and seeing every movement you do is fantastic.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
yeah,
And I think you just as an audience member, like one of my favorite things is when the show uses the audience space as part of the production.
yeah,
You know, because it almost makes it almost like a
it's collaborative.
collaborative,
Yeah.
and it also kind of has that omniplex kind of like where the show is
Oh,
all
yeah.
around you, and like so you truly are kind of part of the show in a sense. I think too, when you have family members or kids or they're involved in it, it's like it does something to you. You know what I mean? But even the people who don't, like when I go and watch a live performance somewhere else, like on Broadway or our local Oklahoma City Broadway, it's just, I don't know, man. It just accesses a part of you that I just don't feel like, for me anyways, doesn't get accessed that much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know
So-
how many times I have. We say we're going to do a show in a theater, and it's one that I've never seen before, and so I'll go out on different channels, YouTubes, and try to find that to watch, and I'll watch it, and I'll go, I don't know about this one. I don't, it's kind of boring to me, or I'm not connecting with it. And then we get started putting it together, and then we put it on live, and live in the space, you think, oh, this is the greatest show that I've seen. There's something about that connection of a real live human is doing this right here in front of me, or right next to me.
You got me.
It changes it.
Yeah, it kind of made me think about doing virtual therapy, like telehealth. Versus being in the room. Like any therapist will tell you, like being in the room with the therapist is going to be a better therapeutic experience. Not that telehealth can't be helpful, because it is, and sometimes that's all people have available to them. But if you could get into the room with us, it's such a better experience. And I think that's kind of what it reminded me of like, versus like I can watch Hamilton on TV. You can do that. It's on. It's streamed on TV.
It's not the same.
But it is not the same. And so like, I can watch the original cast of Hamilton, and I'd rather watch a local production of it if I can be there.
Yeah, and it speaks to the power of presence. I think about that a lot as a pastor. I'm present in some pretty pivotal moments in people's lives, and one of the things I had to learn as I grew up as a pastor is it's not always about what you say. Often it's not about what you say. Often there's not anything you can say to really make this moment better. It's the fact that you are there, present. We're social creatures. Humans are. We're made to be in community with one another, not in isolation. And so sometimes just knowing that this person is going through this same experience alongside me is all that's needed.
Do you think that this just kind of occurred to me of something we started talking about at the beginning, but I mean, do you think that that's part of the reason that you're only starting your second season, but you've got 53 people auditioning, because there is this need to be connected?
Absolutely.
Because there is this innate drive for shared experience, whether it's as the performance team or the audience or whatever, that this, what you've been able to do in a short period of time is reflecting something about what we need as humans?
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. We all want to belong somewhere, right? I mean, there was that hit show Cheers. The whole premise of it was you want to be where everybody knows your name, and it was. I think about that show when you sent these themes over to me. That's what immediately popped in my head. It's like that's what community theater is. It's mailmen and psychiatrists and teachers and nurses and waitresses, and all coming together to create something that's different from, and I call it the congregation, the audience is the same. We're all different people, and we're all coming here, and we want to belong to one another for that moment.
That's really cool. Yeah, I love it.
I know, me too.
Yeah, they were in the greatest Christmas pageant. I think it's what it's called.
Best Christmas pageant ever.
The best Christmas
Yeah.
pageant ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
that really utilized the space of the audience very well.
Yeah,
That
they did.
musical did, and one of my favorite scenes, and I'm probably a little biased because my daughter was involved in it because she was the character that was directing the play, the pageant.
Yeah.
And she lost control of the rehearsal.
Yeah.
Remember this scene? I love it.
That was wild.
And then, of course, this is also held at I think at a church, right? A
Yeah.
church is putting on the production, and
Yeah.
she's facing some judgment from her peers and her ability to be able to do this pageant, and she's lost control. The kids are running around. One of the girls starts smoking a cigar. I died laughing at that.
Yeah.
And then
Fire alarms are
and then
going off.
Oh my
all of a sudden, my
gosh.
daughter walks to the edge of the stage, and you hear someone from the back saying something of like, is everything okay? And my daughter says, we're rehearsing, Betty.
Yeah, I love
That was
that
my favorite line in the whole.
line. Yeah.
I wrote a note and put it on my wife's mirror. This is all it says is, we're rehearsing, Betty.
Yeah, and she delivered that line so
She
well.
did.
You could just feel
I was like, who is that girl?
I don't need your judgment.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I was like, I forgot that was my daughter up there, and
That's
and
amazing.
the character that was the teacher. What was the teacher's character in that? Or maybe I'm thinking of Matilda.
Matilda had the
Miss Honey?
Miss Honey.
Miss Honey.
Yeah,
the teacher Matilda. Thank you.
I did not see a little girl playing
Yeah.
Miss Honey.
She was fantastic.
did wonderful
Yeah.
of really bringing that character to life. I felt like so.
Yeah.
I even went up and told her afterwards. I was like, "You did like I did. I forgot it was
so
you
amazing.
up there."
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
and
That's probably the biggest compliment you can give an actor. is
really. Oh,
I stopped seeing you and started seeing
that's
Miss
good.
Honey or who that was.
Wow.
That's great.
So-
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're running short on time, and we have a special segment we're going to do.
Oh, yes. That's right.
That Xander's going to read some musical titles to us. It's called Musical Matchup. Okay.
Oh, boy.
So all he's going to
Uh-oh.
do is he's going to read to us 2 Broadway musicals, and we're just going to say which one we think's better.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
If we had to pick
it's not.
one.
I thought it was going to be like a trivia. I was like, oh, okay. No,
Okay.
better. What think is better?
So
Okay.
it's like you have to pick one. You have to, would
Okay.
you rather type
Okay.
thing. You have to pick
Okay.
one.
Okay.
And so hopefully it's a little challenging, but are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yep, we're ready.
All right, number 1, The Little Mermaid versus Beauty and the Beast.
I'm gonna have to say Little Mermaid. I'm maybe biased because we just recently
Yeah,
did that
that's
one,
fine.
but I love. Is this like I talk about why
Yeah, sure.
or
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Yeah.
Curious.
There's a line in there that Ariel delivers that she says something to the effect of, "Daddy, I can't hate him just because he's different." And and once that line stuck out to me, I was like, "Oh, that's what this show's about. I can't
Yeah.
hate him." Well, we could use that today, I think, in our
Yeah.
society. I can't hate him because he's different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's really hard. Those were my 2 favorite as a kid. Literally, my 2 favorite were those. Yeah, gosh, I don't know if I can pick.
You
I
gotta
think
pick,
I think
Carrie.
okay, I'll pick Beauty and the Beast because I admired Belle as a little girl, right? And
Yeah.
her way to be, she was different.
Yeah,
Right, but she
absolutely.
still also seemed very like, well, this is me. I'm just gonna build my world, right?
I named my dog Belle after.
Oh, is it after
her.
that? I've always
Yeah.
wondered. Okay.
But I think for the same reasons you mentioned, I'm gonna have to say The Little Mermaid. But I did just recently see the Broadway, the traveling Broadway
Oh,
Beauty
yeah.
and the Beast version for the first time, and it was really, really good. But I think I also have just a special place in my heart for Little Mermaid. I mean, I was like 9 or 10 years old when it came out, and I think it was the first time a Disney movie really grabbed hold of me.
Yeah,
and
it was so
it was like, so
So
yeah.
good.
All right, what's next?
And number 2, Matilda versus Annie.
Oh, Matilda, hands down.
Matilda, hands down.
Yeah, Matilda.
Across the board.
Hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, easy.
Matilda with the
It's-
sweep.
Easy.
It's
Okay.
just an
What about you,
amazing.
Xander? What'd you-
I haven't seen either. Oh no, I saw Matilda a long time ago, but I'm not seeing Annie in a long time. I also didn't grow up watching a lot of these. Like
Yeah.
my sister wanted to watch Disney Channel and Hannah Montana, and so That's what we watched.
So sister won.
She won.
So you,
Of course.
Hannah Montana is what you'd pick? Okay.
That's what I would pick. Number 3, Sound of Music versus Mary Poppins.
Oh my God, those are my other 2 favorites. Oh my gosh, I can't do it. I can't pick.
Somebody else have to go first on this.
I know.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Sound of Music because I always thought I love Mary Poppins, but I always thought she was a little mean. Like
That's what my
Well, it's
daughter
like-
says too.
like
that she's
there's
a
not the
little
affect
mean.
on her face is like not very soft.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
explain it as I said to my daughter? Well, these are like British nannies. This is what they do. It's more about discipline.
911, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do love her purse. I will say that.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that
I'd like to
carpet
play hide and
bag.
seek in that thing.
Shoot. Yeah. I think Sound of Music just because I feel like it. I truly love both of them so deeply.
Music is so good.
But also it grows with you,
Yeah.
right? So I think maybe I would
Yeah.
pick that. Maybe.
I would say just because of, as a kid, loving the animated scenes in Mary
Oh,
Poppins
yeah,
and that
I did Van
imaginary
Dyke.
world they created
Yeah.
was such a cool thing.
That was so.
Yeah.
That kind of tips it a little bit, although I have had that same feeling about Mary Poppins. She's a little mean to me.
She. I mean, I
But
don't
yeah,
think that would be a
previously-
modern day.
Yeah.
Well, don't you want a grandpa like Dick Van Dyke
Yeah, no
Yes.
kidding.
in that?
Yeah.
Or an uncle?
To
No,
just
you need an uncle a
do
little
those
rougher
cool
than
things
that.
with you.
Yeah, that knows how to play the instruments
Oh,
like that
man.
and is
Yeah.
goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love. I mean,
yeah.
to me, he's what made that production what it was. in
He
my
was
opinion.
great.
He was great.
He was great.
Okay.
All right, Grease versus Hairspray.
I mean, I grew up on Grease, so I got to pick Grease. I know every word to every song, but I even maybe know in the movie.
Can you
the
sing Grease
lines.
Lightning for us right
Sure.
You were ready.
now? You should get Carrie to come audition. She can sing.
No, I can't. No, I
Okay.
can't.
She can't sing.
I
Never
can't.
mind.
No.
I'm gonna go with Grease as well.
Okay.
I do like Hairspray's good.
Yeah,
It's
Hairspray's
It's
good.
production.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'll say I think overall probably Grease, but it's a close one for me.
yeah. These are all good.
Well, the 3 of you were wrong. The correct answer was Hairspray. All right, number 5, Les Mis versus Miss Saigon.
I haven't seen Miss Saigon, so I guess I can't really.
Have you seen Miss Saigon?
I
haven't seen it either.
I've seen Listen, but I probably can't really speak. I'm the same. I
Yeah.
have to say Les Mis just because I'm more familiar
Yeah,
with it.
yeah.
But I will say this about Les Mis is it's a one-offer for me because it's so emotional. I can't do it. Like it's super good. No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It is an amazing. Like if you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. But I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would never watch it again. I think if it came to Oklahoma City, but I'm probably not going to go watch it in New York.
No, I get that. There are
it's
certain
too
things. It's just the
emotional.
toll is
It's
just
hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next is Wicked versus Phantom of the Opera.
Oh gosh, I feel like that's a battle of like classic versus
Yeah,
Modern,
yeah. Yeah.
So that's a very personal. Like, which way do you tend to?
But if you were in New York City and someone's like, "Hey, you can have one or the other," which one?
I
would
think
you?
I'd probably have to go see Phantom.
Really?
In that case, just to.
It's the only musical I've seen on Broadway.
Oh yeah.
Is Phantom of the Opera.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
That was great.
I actually have never been to Broadway. So.
Oh,
Really?
well,
I
that's
wanna
not going to
need
be on
to,
your
yeah.
bucket
Yeah,
list. Yeah, I would see Wicked because it's this whole phenomenon with my kids.
Yeah.
And both my kids, my son's choir sing their songs.
Yeah,
And so
of
it's
course.
just so,
Yeah.
it's just this wonderful thing that we
Yeah.
got to do. And it was, I gave my mom and my aunt Wicked tickets for Christmas. We went to the theater. Like, it's
Yeah.
just this whole, like, beautiful memory,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I would probably also go with Wicked, but because one, I love backstory. You know, as a
Oh, it is
therapist,
good
you know,
backstory, yeah.
like she didn't just wake up one day and was wicked. You know, and so I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give away the plot.
Anyone doesn't know
but,
it.
but
Spoiler alert.
the things that I want to say are the other reasons I really like. I love a story like that. That's
Yeah.
great.
It was great.
And it's definitely in my top 5 favorite musicals.
Mm-hmm.
You must have enjoyed the Star Wars prequels then. Do you like backstory?
I 100%.
Okay.
I like episode 1, 2, and 3. I'm one of the few.
It's not as good. I still like it.
It's unpopular, but all right. Last but not least, Hamilton versus Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, I haven't seen Dear Evan Hansen. And part of the reason I haven't seen it is because I know how sad it is.
Yeah, me too.
And the same thing as a therapist, I have to doll out my intensity.
So let me tell you the reason why I put those two together. I also haven't seen Dear Evan Hansen yet, but I've heard the music and the one of the things that people really like about Hamilton is the music, and one of the things they really like about Dear Evan Hansen is also the music. So that's why I went ahead and grouped
Put them together.
those two together.
Two very different styles.
Yeah,
Very.
definitely,
But
and also two
both
very
very
different
moving.
stories.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, but from my understanding, probably some of the best music on Broadway. And so, but I might be wrong on that. That's just what I remember. So, I would pick Hamilton because that's my all-time favorite. So,
I have not got to see Dear Evan Hansen in person. So I would probably say that one, just because if I had to choose one to go see,
That's what you
that's
would
what I
go
would
see.
choose, so I could experience the other side.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
they're both very powerful.
yeah.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yes. Yes.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda is
Is
Yeah.
a genius
crazy
of
genius.
Yeah.
a scale I can't
Yeah,
even.
he's the Einstein of theater.
Absolutely.
So, okay, what is just real quickly? What is everybody's favorite Broadway musical? Mine would be, as I just said. would
I
be
mean, I got to see
Hamilton.
Hamilton, and it was just so amazing to be in there.
You saw it on Broadway?
No, I saw it here at
Here?
the
Okay.
Civic Center. I got to see Lion King on Broadway, and that was amazing.
We're
doing-
doing Lion King this summer as a 3-week camp.
Oh my,
Yeah, we
okay.
should-
Well, there we go. I'll be signing up. Not for me. I'll come watch. I'll be
Well,
an
you're not-
audience
you're
member
too
giving
old.
energy.
Yeah,
I am
it's
too
a
old.
junior camp.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
yeah.
Good. Phew, I aged out. That saved me.
She already got rejected. You already
Yeah.
told her no. She didn't even
No.
audition yet.
Sorry.
didn't.
Lion King was one of my favorites that I've seen in person
I've
because
seen,
of
yes,
the costume.
the costumes,
Yeah.
the
And
movement.
The music was really
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think probably my favorite that I haven't seen that I most want to see, can I answer it that way?
Yes.
Is Come From Away.
Oh,
If you know much about
no.
Come From, it all centers around the 9/11
Oh,
stuff
wow.
and planes that had to be diverted and land in this small town and what it did to that small town. It's
Yeah.
the characters are fantastic
Oh,
in it.
wow.
I've listened to it. I don't know how many times,
Okay.
but it's coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Lyric Theater is doing it.
Oh, really?
Fall.
Oh,
Okay,
So I'm
great.
really excited about.
Okay. Wow.
So tell me real quickly, what was that production that you were wanting to do that had like the mom that had the
Oh,
yeah
Next to Normal.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it's who's doing that here this weekend. I think they're sold out, so I don't know if it matters. But yeah, it's a story of a mom who loses her child at birth, but grows up as the imaginary version. And like one of the stories or one of the songs in it is Superboy and the Invisible Girl. So she's got this daughter that she doesn't pay attention to, that she's like, I'm here, I'm doing everything, and she's fixated on this young man that has grown up that can't do anything wrong because
Right.
obviously he's perfect because
So she's raising him in her mind.
she's raising him up in her mind and the mental health.
Oh wow.
And it's
That'd be a
it
one-offer
would be
for me.
a really hard
Yeah.
show for us to do because
Yeah.
we're connected to a church and there's a lot of profanity in this show, understandably because of the mental
Yeah.
toll that this has taken on her. But it's such an important show, and I think that it would be a neat show for us to do and have therapists in the building and say if this something is something that stirs something inside of you and you need to talk.
We have people.
We have people here
Yeah.
who can kind of point you, who can kind of do some maybe immediate trauma work briefly,
Yeah.
but then point you into some deeper.
Yeah.
But a lot of theater is that way. A lot of theater raises questions and issues
That's what I
that we
love.
struggle to talk about
Yeah.
Sure.
in life, and I think that's one of the most important things about
Yeah.
Totally.
theater.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Bring it full circle. Footloose. It's like that.
Yeah.
At least it's like that.
Now we can do like the 6 degrees of Jim Perkin. instead of Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
Oh.
Right.
You can always connect it back to Jim.
You
Yeah.
can. I love
Well, we
it.
appreciate you being here.
Yeah, this was so fun.
Yeah. Let people know how to find you and go ahead and tell people when Seussical will be.
Sure. Yep. So Seussical will be April 24th through 26th. We'll have 3 shows, 2 on Friday nights at 7 and then 1 on Sunday at 4. Easy way to remember that is it is the same weekend as the Memorial Marathon.
Oh,
So
okay.
just plug both of those into your brain at the
Yeah.
same time and come be a part of both of them. They can check us out on either of our socials on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
Right now, Bedford Theatre, just search it up. And come find us and send us a message if you've got questions. And I'm usually the one that answers those messages, so you'll be talking to me.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Great.
And as I said before, we will have all those links linked in the show notes or the description of the video. So anybody watching this would, if you found this helpful or interesting, please subscribe to our channel. If you're listening to this on the podcast platforms, we would appreciate it if you would just stop what you're doing for half a second, give us a 5-star review, or maybe even make a little comment. It just helps the algorithm so that the content that we're producing can get in front of more people. So, but this wraps up the first of our series. So we have 2 more people lined up in our the healing power of stories and storytelling. So we have some people in between coming, but we have a novelist that's going to come and join us and talk to us about a little different perspective when it comes to writing and reading. And also we have an actress and producer, filmmaker, screenwriter joining us, who's got a film that's being made right now in Enid. It's got Martin Sheen in it, so I'm excited to have her on too. Yeah, so it'll be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So Jen, we appreciate you being here,
Absolutely. Thanks for
and
having me.
we appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you back next time.